everyone, welcome to this week's studio vlog. If you're new here, my name is Janine. Welcome, it's nice to meet you. I'm gonna be doing a lot this week. I have to work on my children's book, obviously, that's taken over my life, but I also have to prepare for a restock for one of the stores that I'm a part of. So I get to restock and I'm gonna show you how I make my greeting cards and how I turn a drawing, something like this, into a card. Which this is not even the same drawing. I make all of my cards here in studio, so I will print them out like this, I will cut them, score them, package them, all that good stuff. So I thought I'd share how I do that with you guys. Since I've already shown you how I make prints and how I make stickers, why not show you how I make greeting cards as well? You guys have definitely seen clips of how I make greeting cards, so I don't think there's anything new that I'll be showing you. And then I have some other stuff, like I'm working on my website right now. I am rebranding just a little bit, which I'm really excited for because I'm so happy with how it's turning out. I am not in love with my current website at the moment. It needs a little bit of an update. It's old. It's something that I made way back when I was in college, and I sort of slowly updated it, but mostly kept it the same. I say rebranding, I'm just changing up my website a little bit. My Janine Payne Illustrations is not going anywhere, but the look of my website is definitely changing, so I have a lot of work to do with that, restock, and more children's book work. So I thought I'd bring you along for the ride, and maybe you can work along with me. Grab yourself a drink, a tea, a coffee, what have you. Yeah, let's get into it. Now that I have done a little bit of website housekeeping, we can get into the greeting cards. So my greeting cards always start with a drawing, usually done in oil pastel, and then we bring it into Photoshop to add the text, manipulate the colors, get it ready for print. So we're drawing here a pickle card. This is an example of where a card begins. So it'll start with a sketch. With this one specifically, I had gone in with the idea that I wanted to draw a pickle jar and have some sort of pickle theme and pickle phrase. This ends up having the phrase, "You mean a great deal to me," which I had this sort of phrase and theme going into the drawing. This isn't always the case. Sometimes my cards start with a drawing first and then a theme or phrase after, but they all start here with the oil pastel sketch, and then we scan them in and we arrange them on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper to get ready for print. And I'll print 2 cards on 1 sheet before we move into cutting, scoring, folding, and packaging, and all of that fun stuff. So while my card designs are printing, we can go ahead and start cutting them. The way I arrange my cards are so that I have 2 designs on, or 2 cards on 1 sheet of 8.5 by 11, which I then divide in the middle with a cut line. So you can see that there, and that's exactly where we're gonna cut. Sometimes there's a little extra trimming that we need to do, but this helps me save so much on paper. This is what works best for me, so I'm gonna go ahead while these are cutting, while these are printing, I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting the ones that we do have. So this is the paper cutter that I use. It is a guillotine. It is a guillotine style paper cutter. Usually we'll have this set at a 5, and that'll help me with lining up the card. I take a card and then line up my cut line with the blade edge. That's it. And that is what the card looks like cut before we go ahead and score them. So I have all of the cards printed now. There's about 70 cards here. We're gonna crease them, pair them with an envelope, and then package them up. I want to show you guys some of the new designs that will be coming to my website soon. So there's Hugs and Fishes. I love this one. There is Rooting for You. You mean a great deal to me. Yeah, let's get to scoring. This is definitely the most tedious part because I make everything by hand and I score them. Sometimes when I go to fold the cards in half, some of the edges are a little bit off, but that's okay. I'll go in with my paper cutter again, as you'll see shortly, and just trim off ever so slightly the edges so that they meet up and they look perfect. I love to put like every ounce of me into these cards, into my stickers, into my prints to make them as authentic as possible. That's not to say I am against manufacturers. I think that is definitely something I will expand into for sure. But for now, I love doing everything by hand because I'm small enough to do so, which makes me very happy. But yeah, definitely will be looking into manufacturing these just because they take up a bit of my time and it'd be nice to streamline this a little bit. I used to actually print these cards on already folded and to size cards. However, I wasn't loving the quality, so I upgraded my paper, which I think I talk about in my studio vlog where I'm preparing a lot of inventory. I upgraded my cards to this and it takes a little bit more time, but it is so much better in quality. And once they're all trimmed and perfect and they've passed my inspection, they are ready to meet with an envelope and be packaged. All right, it is the next day. I have come into a roadblock with my greeting cards because I've run out of envelopes and I've run out of cellophane bags, but that's okay. They should get here today. But this is where we're at. I have most of them packaged fully. This is what the final looks like. It is with an envelope in one of these cellophane bags, and I just stick the envelope in the card. Because these are going to a store, I have to label each card with a SKU label, so that's what you see back here. If it was just for my store, I wouldn't add these, but they would get packaged like this. Yeah, that's basically it. It is tedious, but I sort of love it. But those are my cards. I'm at a roadblock, but that gives me time to work on my children's book. We're gonna go into another spread. I am about to print off another spread that we're gonna work on. That's what we're doing. We are now on the 4th spread of laying down the oil pastels, which is so exciting. We're slowly but surely making our way through this book. I love this scene so much. I love little grandma in the back, but we're preparing our sketch to print so that we can trace it onto our final big pad of paper that we'll be putting the oil pastels down on. To go drop off our cards, so let's go do it. Once our cards were dropped off at the lovely little pink brick house, we got right back to our children's book. So we're just working on this spread. Alder, his grandma, and sister on the way to their picnic. That is all I have for you this week, actually. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me make some greeting cards and enjoyed the little sneak peek of this fourth spread. I love to keep you guys up to date on where I'm at with this book. It's slowly but surely coming along. I am so excited to see how it turns out. But like I said, that's all I have for you for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.